Hey guys, it's Holly here for PlayStation Access. I'm lucky enough to be with Eric and Deej. We're going to be talking about Destiny, which is looking amazing. But to kick it off, the latest trailer you guys brought out was The Moon.
Yep.
It looked fantastic, but can you talk a little bit about the story behind it? Because I think it hinted at the world of Destiny and how the boss battles would work.
Yeah, so the Moon is really sourced from a smaller activity called a strike. It's some sort of a repeatable activity in the game. We want players to go in and play some fun co-op stuff with each other. But there is a lot of backstory there that happens in the world itself, and you can see that the Hive have tunneled into the Moon. The Moon, of course, is on our doorstep, so that's a very ominous threat for us, and we want players to go down in there into the summoning pits and fight some pretty dangerous enemies that the Hive are creating to throw at us and to attack our city.
The last kind of times I caught up with you, I think it was Gamescom.
Yep.
And we talked a little bit about kind of the top line stuff, but I'm going to ask a few more little questions now that I think the community want to know.
Sure.
Weapon classes have kind of some already been announced, but there are some really interesting ones. Exotic weapons. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk a little bit about the exotic weapons and what that even means?
Well, there are three different classes of weapons. There's a primary weapon, that's the one that you'll lead with most often. There's a special weapon for very specific encounters, sort of close quarters situations, and then a heavy weapon, which is, your worst case scenario, implement of war, and you'll use those probably the least frequently because they pack the biggest punch. In each category of weapons, there will be some exotic offerings. They're very special, they're very ornate, they have their own backstories. These weapons have reputations. People will know about them, and they'll speak a lot about you as a player. Where you've been, what sort of activities you prefer, and you'll acquire those weapons as rewards for some of the harder encounters that we have planned for you.
And we also have exotic gear, so the armor, the capes, all that stuff. You'll be able to see those on players and sort of understand where they've earned them, or maybe have to ask them where they picked them up.
So basically, if you're running around in the exotic clothing, kicking ass with exotic weapons, you've done pretty well at something.
Yep.
That sounds really good. So obviously we have to find them, which means we've got to get there. If we talk a little bit about some of the transportation and vehicles you guys have announced, because this is taking place in a solar system, and the planets are pretty big, so there has to be a way of getting around that isn't just on foot.
Yeah, so we've shown some vehicles so far. So we've shown the Sparrow and the Pike, and the Sparrow being the sort of ground vehicle that you can use, the sort of hover bike that all Guardians have access to. That's personalizable, customizable. There's the enemy Pike, which you can steal from them, which is pretty fun to drive around. That was in our Law of the Jungle trailer. And then we have the personal ship, and that's how you get from planet to planet. So when you need to go off-world, you probably want to go earn yourself a ship, probably upgrade it a little bit to get some further destinations out there in the world, but that's also customizable, personalizable. So just a really cool venue. We want to sell space exploration, right? We want you to go out there and find things in the world, maybe be the first to touch down in some of these locations.
So you're out there, you're gonna be with some friends, but let's say I've been playing for 6 months, I'm doing pretty well. A friend finally picks up the game, wants to join me. What kind of sort of matchmaking will there be so that you're not dragging someone who's sort of just started, really isn't quite sure what they're doing, they've even got the inverted on and they're spinning around shooting. How will you help balance that out?
Well, there aren't going to be barriers between people that want to play with each other. The technology that will bring players together in this game will be invisible if we do our jobs right. It's a very seamless environment where you can cross paths with people at any phase of their adventure. There will be common enemies that you can fight together. If you're my friend and you start playing the game, and as you said, I'm 6 months down the road, we can absolutely share missions together.
And the PvP, now will that take place anywhere? Can you simply choose to be in PvP or out of it, or are there specific areas where you have to go into and then obviously select, yep, I'm ready, come take your best shot?
Yeah, we haven't really detailed out competitive multiplayer a whole lot, but we're not looking for a world where you don't choose to be in PvP. We don't want you running around exploring the space and all of a sudden it's like, I'm choosing for you to be in my PvP game. So we want every activity to be a player choice. We say it's activities for every mood. So if you're feeling like you just want to do private story, you can do that. And if you want to jump into competitive multiplayer and throw down, have that sort of heart pumping, competitive, adrenaline, field action, you can do that as well.
And what about building guilds and clans? Because obviously people do want to play this game together, it's online, there's no reason why you wouldn't want to share your experience. But are you guys putting anything in to really help bring some identity to people and their friends? It's not just, hey, do you want to play with me? Like, we've got a clan going on, we've got an insignia, let's do this together.
We haven't announced any specific feature sets around those sorts of things, but I can tell you that Bungie.net for a long time has been a great social hub for players that want to form lasting bonds and create relationships that really enhance the action of the game. Already there are actually PlayStation fans who are gathering together in private groups on Bungie.net. We'll give you your own real estate to start your own clubhouse for whatever reason, to express your interest in the story or to make specific plans to play the game as a unified team. So anybody that wants to cluster muster up and form a squad or a fire team or a clan or a guild or whatever name you wanted to assign to that, we provide a great, brightly lit, friendly place on our website where that can happen.
Yeah, those social constructs are super important to us. I found Deej in a clan. He was playing Halo. We thought that was really cool and really interesting. We played some games with him, and our guys are always thinking about ways they can bring people together in the right ways, right? So if you want to play by yourself, you can do that. But if you want to form this close, tight-knit group of small players that play all the time together, that's cool too. And of course, some activities are going to beg for some larger groups.
Cool. Now talking about playing, the beta is coming.
Yes.
Early 2014. Do you want to tell us how you can get involved in the beta?
Sure.
And any hints of what kind of things they'll be expecting to play? It'll be the whole thing or just a section of the world? What can we see?
Yeah, so getting involved is super easy. Just pre-order the game. So you can go to destinythegame.com/where to buy. You can look at a participating retailers list, pick and choose from there, and we'll send you a code. So we're sending a custom code, a Bungie code now, so players can pick their platform later in 2014 as the beta comes on approach, because a lot of people are sort of in the holiday window, and if you've got a PS3 now and you upgrade to a PS4, maybe your parents buy unbeknownst to you. We don't want you locked into some an older build or a console that you don't have, so we want to make sure there's a lot of player choice there. The scope and scale of beta is pretty unprecedented for us. We definitely are bringing a lot of new tech to bear, new features to bear. We want to sort of battle test it, forge it in fire, throw a bunch of people at it. We can test internally. We can get friends and family groups online, but there's nothing like inviting millions of your friends to jump in and play a big experience. We learn a ton from that. We see if our assumptions are correct or not, and it's a great experience.
Well, there you go.
Well, for PlayStation gamers, it's going to be a series of first steps. Maybe they don't have a login or an account on Bungie.net.
Yep.
They'll need that to redeem their code. That'll be the account that you use to play Destiny. That'll be the the account you use to communicate with other players, and it'll be an opportunity for them to sample a wide range of activities and understand how that one character that they create becomes relevant in every different way that you play the game. So I enjoy the story. I enjoy cooperative activities. I enjoy competitive multiplayer. It's the same character using the same rewards that I gain in every corner of that play space.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much, guys. And I'm going to take the opportunity again to say thank you for coming to PlayStation. I know there are so many PlayStation fans who are excited to see what Bungie is now getting up to. And guys, you can stay tuned to the YouTube channel for even more information for so many PlayStation games, and hopefully some more stuff from Destiny in the future if we get lucky. So
There'll be some more stuff in the future.
So thank you guys for watching.